Do you know why I pulled you over? To tell you how to get out of a ticket if you happen to get pulled over by a police officer at some point. And I've been pulled over. Lucky for me, they were, relatively minor moving violations. I've had parking tickets. I've had speeding tickets. They're on my record, although I don't know if they're on my record anymore because it's been quite a while. I generally obey the laws of the road, and I know my rules. I stop at every stop sign. It's funny. I made it a point. I always make it a point to stop, come to a complete stop, not a rolling stop at every stop sign. The one time I didn't, I was delivering pizzas in college. That was the time I got pulled over. And here's the funny thing. He didn't even give me a tip. I mean, I don't know if that's rude. I don't know if that's, like, customary when you pull over a pizza delivery I mean, how low... Never mind. This is what's cool about this top 5 list on the top ways to get out of a ticket. This has been submitted by AC612 in the chat room at live.perillo.com. AC612 is a police officer. So maybe the next time you get pulled over, you can, as the light is being shown in your face, if it's at night, you can say, "Are you AC612?" And if he says, "Yeah," you can say, "Oh, dude, I read your tip, or I read your tips at the blog, and then you watched the video with the Chris guy." That might help you get out of a ticket if you happen to be speeding in his town. He says they're in a smaller town, but 10 minutes from the beach, so they have a lot of traffic. He says he normally leads this department in citations per month, but wanted to provide viewers with the top 5 ways to get out of a ticket. Number 5, don't argue. If you feel you're innocent, don't argue your point with the officer. Maybe you are innocent, who knows? But even if you are, that's what court is for. Arguing with the officer on the side of the road won't do you any good. And if you make the officer mad, he or she will probably find something else to write you up for. That is true. I also got written up for having a very bad haircut. Because I was argumentative. I was the guy in that video. You guys seen the video? Like, "Are you crazy? Are you crazy? I can't believe it. No! Don't give this to me! Are you crazy?" And then I rip up the ticket and I throw it out. No, that's not me. But you've probably seen that video. Don't do that. Number 4, honesty. In a perfect world, no one would break the law. However, if you're driving with a suspended license, no insurance, etc., and the officer asks you about what's going on, don't lie. There are many offenses that you can be written a ticket for or go to jail, either one. This is left up to the discretion of the officer, and if someone is honest to me, I try to give them as many breaks as I can. I must note here that the first time I was ever pulled over for speeding, I was too honest. If I remember correctly, it was 35 miles per hour. That was this posted speed limit, and I was like going 47. And when he asked me, first of all, I'd never been pulled over before. Second of all, I was on a double date. And third of all, when he asked me how fast I thought I was going, I said, well, I was going about 46, 47 miles per hour. And because I said that, he asked me to step out of the car, get into his car, and I kept talking because I was nervous. And when I'm nervous, I talk. And he said, "You're being awfully honest, like forthcoming, right?" I was like, it was kind of like, was it Chunk from the Goonies? "In the 3rd grade, I ended up going to the movies." No, it wasn't like that or anything, but I was just being honest. But because I said I was going like 46 or 47, he thought I was being sarcastic. I think I ended up getting a ticket, but, ended up having another date with the girl I was with at that point, so I guess, it wasn't that bad. But anyway, sometimes being honest can get you in trouble if you're too honest. Just FYI. Number 3, don't flirt. And I can't tell you, he's right. Don't flirt. I've tried that. It does not work. It just doesn't. Generally speaking. Contrary to popular belief, flirting will not get you out of a ticket. I've had girls and guys try this. It's insulting, and most officers will give you a ticket when you try it. Also, bear in mind that 90% of all the traffic stops are on digital video and audio. Don't embarrass yourself, that doesn't bother me. I'm like, yeah, I'd be upset if I wasn't on like video. Is that live? You don't even have it live? Oh, come on. Come on. You're still recording to VHS? What? Oh, are you crazy? Are you crazy? I can't believe this. Number 2. He's tapped 5-1 here. Number 2, no excuses. Even if you have a valid excuse, don't offer one. Just follow the officer's command and provide the needed documentation. We normally respect people who don't try to obviously get out of a ticket by using excuses. I have heard them all. FYI, if you say you were in a hurry because your uncle is in the hospital, we will call the hospital to verify your story. If you're lying, it doesn't look good. Number 1. I have to go. My participles are dangling over there. They're dangling. I gotta stop the dangling participles. Number 1, obey the law. Alright, you knew this one was coming. I've given you some good tips, but none of them are fail-safe. A lot of discretion is left to the police officers on whether you're cited or not, and each officer is different, and may have a different policy on things than I do. Since getting or not getting a ticket relies on your behavior, as well as the officer that stopped you, the only proven way to get out of a ticket is to obey the law. Don't speed, wear your seatbelt, etc. No one likes being pulled over, but believe it or not, traffic laws are enforced for your safety. I've worked many wrecks that were caused just because someone wasn't obeying a simple traffic law. The bottom line is, we are here to help you and keep you safe. Chris, thanks for reading, and viewers, thanks for listening. You will be getting the $50? What? Email reading tax? Are you crazy? I can't believe this! I ain't gonna pay this! What the hell? Don't find me for littering either! It's not gonna happen! Sorry, you saw that one coming a mile off. I appreciate it, and to tell you the truth, I hope I'm never pulled over by someone who knows who I am, because that will make an embarrassing situation even more embarrassing, especially when they'll likely ask, so are you going to stream? Are you streaming live right now there, Perillo? Of course, what if I am streaming at the time that I get pulled over? Oh, you want to talk about a very fast-moving violation. It would not be funny. It would likely be jail time. Although, I don't know if there's a law against live streaming, really. The officer would probably be upset, unless, of course, I was able to trump the officer saying, I am live on the internet right now, as are you. That would get me in trouble. My email address is chris@perillo.com, in case you're feeling like sending me more emails related to how we can get out of sticky situations by doing the right thing, if we've been doing the wrong thing. Who knows? We're typically talking tech in the chat room, but you never really know who's going to be watching, who's going to be listening. I mean, we all have various backgrounds. We all have different career paths. We just happen to enjoy talking tech and posting videos to YouTube and blogging and whatnot. You're free to join us pretty much anytime, day or night. We're live video feeding the internet. Usually from this direction. I got the chat room going on. I got the video thing going on. And we're waiting for you. So what are you waiting for? We're at live.perillo.com. Are you crazy?